Hi, I'm Rory Quinn, CEO of Yukon Metals. We're advancing drilling on 3 compelling properties in the Yukon.
Rory, good to see you, sir. We're here at Beaver Creek.
Cheers, man.
You enjoying yourself here this week?
It's been very busy. I am enjoying myself. Yeah. It's been a good market, very productive meetings and of all sorts, all stripes, research, banking, investors, institutional, high net worth. So far, so good.
Yeah, and I think what we've noticed is also a different kind of money. Certainly a lot more generalists coming in, a lot of US money coming in. Nice to see.
I mean, this is the best vibe I've felt here in a long time, right? It really does feel like a bull market now, right? And there's an excellent buzz, and went out for dinner last night with some banker colleagues of ours, and you could really feel the energy in the room. So yeah, it's cool. I had to kind of not take it for granted, right? You have to always remember, like, I think we're in a bull market here, and let's hope we've got one for 5 years. So
make hay when the sun is shining.
Yeah.
Right. Helped by the fact that you've got copper and gold, 2 rather sexy commodities at the moment.
Right. Yeah. 2 of the assets we're drilling this season are copper gold focus, big porphyry, gold at surface. So exciting.
Okay, well, let's maybe start with a sort of overview for people new to the story about the 3 projects. Give us maybe a little summary of each, and then we'll pick it up from there.
Great. So I'll start with Birch.
Yeah.
Birch, I think, has really moved the market in the last week or so, from trading at 60 cents to 80 to 90 cents, which has been great. Birch, we think we have an intact copper porphyry, right? Gold at surface, large gold and soil anomaly. We've got a model there that's working very well for us. In early drilling, we've been in skarn material every single drill hole across the 750 meter strike.
Yeah,
that's exciting. At Star River, we're drilling into silver and gold at surface, as you may recall, up to almost 11,000 grams per ton silver at surface, 101 gram per ton gold. In recent drilling, we've actually got core that shows silver, so galena, which is this type of material here.
Oh, here we go, folks. We've got rocks.
That's
heavy.
Quite heavy in the hand. Right?
Yeah.
And I've got a softball size one at home that I just collected on a recent tour that weighs about 2 to 3 kilos. So yeah, very heavy stuff. So that's galena. So we'll wash our hands after this, but that's 1,800 grams per ton silver and just about 20% lead.
Wow.
So that's your silver. There can be some zinc, but it's mostly silver and lead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I do love a rock sample.
Yeah. This was picked up.
Diggers and drills. That's what we like.
This was picked up just anecdotally. We did a high net worth tour to site a couple of weeks ago, and we had Keith Newmeyer, and he attracts.
Silver.
He likes silver, and he attracts a very loyal and deep-pocketed group of investors, and brought them up to site, and I mean, we jumped out of the helicopter and gave them all the pickaxe, and I mean, all of them got to get a good bunch of this. I mean, you're essentially standing on it.
Right.
That's how prospective it is, right? If this was in Arizona, it would have been mined 50 years ago.
Right. Okay. So let's get in, because I think people are. You've done all the kind of the surface work, and you're now drilling, right?
We're drilling, yep.
Yeah. So can we kind of go through each project and sort of see how you've gone about the targeting and what type of drilling, what type of depths you're going to? So maybe start with Birch. That's where you started last time. So what have you done there? Yeah.
So kind of drilling down into what we've been doing at Birch. I think I alluded to that we have this gold and soil anomaly, 1,400 meters long. And we did some induced polarization that mirrored this. That showed really nice conductivity along a pretty large corridor as well. And so we've been drilling into that. As mentioned, we're now on to our 5th hole. 4 holes have been into skarn, hundreds of meters apart, up to 750 meters in length.
Okay.
Every time. And so we'll wrap up in the next few weeks. So essentially what we're trying to do out of this is we want to come out with a discovery. So that's what this season about is discovery drilling. We'll then advance to next season and do resource drilling. So we'll get work towards a class 3 permit, which will give us up to 50 people at site, and for our purposes, virtually unlimited drilling, and just pepper that with drilling.
Okay, so and let's be clear about what discovery means to you guys, because everyone's got different description of what it means to them. So for you, what would success look like?
Well, so certainly off to a good start being in skarn every drill hole across 750 meters. I think it's being in it skarn from 25 meter from surface, and then down we were into 46 meters of continuous skarn mineralization between roughly 250 meters and 300 meters. So look, I think for us, demonstrating what I think is going to be clearly a close to surface skarn that we're able to follow and drill out off next season. I think that qualifies. I mean, look, we'll wait for the assays and see what they looks like, but for those purposes. But I mean, we've got some core that we brought here, and Quinton Hennigh, you're probably probably aware of. He looked at the core, and I mean, it's anecdotal, of course. He figures 1.5% to 2% copper, probably some gold, and so if it grades like that at the assay lab, we'll be very happy.
Right, okay. And just in terms of meters or dollars spent to date on that and going into the future, how much are you going to allocate?
So for all three programs, we'll spend roughly about $8 million this season.
Birch specifically?
Birch specifically will be about 2,000 meters.
Okay.
And so 2,000 meters, we haven't got into reconciling exactly. We'll do all of that work at the end of the season, sort of reconciling spend going back and then what we're going to do going forward.
Have you got different teams on this, or is it moving drills around?
We're working right now drilling two separate properties.
Right, great.
So we've got a substantial team.
Separate drill teams.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We've built out a substantial team. I mean that's where we invest our money and shareholders' money. Yeah. We have a small office in Vancouver. It's a 3-person office. Right. I think it's $5,500 a month. All the rest of the money goes into the ground.
Right. Okay. So just coming back, so I understand what's going on. So you started talking about Star River and what you're going to be doing there. Can you sort of finish that off?
Yeah. So Star River, we're now working off our third pad. So we're actually drilling right into where we found this type of material and where we landed our guests on our site visit. And so here, we're drilling into. Where essentially where we've had a high concentration of silver and gold at surface, outcropping. Yeah. Then we've done a magnetic survey, and we've had a magnetic high here in this area, and then also a gravity survey. And gravity, this stuff works pretty well with the gravity survey. Yeah. And we have an 800-meter long gravity high that runs north-south through F3, which is where we're drilling now. So excited to see assays from there. But yeah, we've got 10 planned holes. Same thing there. This is working off a Class 1 permit, which is essentially your discovery drilling. So you're looking for something
shallow.
150 meters at Star versus 400 meters at Birch. Yeah. So Birch, you're looking to find the depth of that skarn. Multiple layers of skarn we're in at Birch, and then testing the upper part of the porphyry.
What do those intercepts look like?
Well, essentially from 25 meters down to 300 meters. And these are obviously diagonal holes, so it's not real depth. And we don't know true width of those intercepts, but like I said, up to 46 meters.
Okay, so that's pretty punchy. Right, that's those two. Final project, what are we doing there?
AZ. So at AZ, when we ran a tour there earlier in the season, and so AZ is just a huge property, 13,000 hectares, 6 kilometers away from the Alaska Highway. So great access to road and power. So we have 3.5% copper there where we started drilling at surface, which is great. And that area is called Chair Mountain, and that sits along a 1.2 kilometer long Gossan zone. And so grade all the way across that. And so we've essentially got 7 kilometers worth of trend we've been drilling. I think, AZ, we probably had the least amount of prior information on because they're so spread out. There's a lot of prospecting work and sampling work being done at surface, but there's copper everywhere. Yeah, there really is. I mean, just all over. Yeah, virtually all over 13,000 hectares. So the trick there is vectoring into the source of all of that metal, and so that's what we're working towards there. We're going to follow up this season We've done some drilling, assays pending, is follow up with some soils and some induced polarization.
Okay. So like, there's what's happening on the ground. I want to kind of get to the kind of the commercial bit of this conversation, which is how does a company like you allocate resource and dollars and people's time and all that sort of thing? Because when you've got so much prospectivity across 3 projects, it sounds super exciting, but you've got to finance that, right? So did we just talk about the projects in priority order there, or we haven't got a favourite child yet?
Roughly, I think as far as favourite child, I would say, given your question, right, about how you think about raising capital, certainly, again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but certainly when you are able to prove the model that you're working in, and you're in exactly the right rocks, and the skarn mineralization, every hole, that to me is something like, okay, we can drill that off, right? At Star, we're still figuring out like which target is best.
Okay.
We've got a few different targets that are really interested. That's just in the south of the property,
right?
And so, look, we'll take all of this information, we'll build budgets and think about how we want to approach
so that's
it.
about optionality further down. So we're focused on Birch, it sounds like.
I think for Birch, it's quite easy to visualize a major drilling program focused just on this skarn, right? So yeah, it's pretty easy to visualize there. And key though is with all 3 is that we're advancing from a Class 1 permit, right? So relatively limited amount of drilling you can do in a Class 1 permit over a small amount of person days, and only with 10 people.
Yep.
Class 3, we're going to start working on the end of this month.
Okay.
And that is going to create a huge amount of value for us. So we get to then go to 50-person camp. Once we have our Class 3 permit, we have it for 10 years. So then you can really go to town.
Yep.
Right. And so we're focused on advancing that on all 3 projects. Right. And so I think, look, we raised $11 million in April, and announced a sort of a 9,000 meter program. I think we could do orders of magnitude larger than that next season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, 400 meters is still relatively shallow compared to some of the stories I've been talking to today, going thousands of meters. So
Right.
so that's all good, but it also says to me there's a sort of economic approach to drill budget. I mean, so what's going to give you the best return? So copper is one thing, gold is slightly another, in the sense that gold's really going on a bit of a rip. So what's the sort of, I know it's early days, but have you got a sort of sense of what that kind of balance will be and value will be skewed towards?
Right. Well, I mean, with a copper, intact copper porphyry, you're drilling into both, right? And so when the stuff that we were just drilling at Birch, it's just a ton of chalcopyrite, and so which we think is going to contain your copper and your gold.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's not you're not really. Yeah, it's not like you're doing a vein and you got to like. Are you focused on your gold vein or
it's
more gold-rich vein? Yeah, exactly.
And we've got moly in there as well, right?
Moly, more a sense of that to the south.
Okay.
This we're seeing mostly chalcopyrite, which we think copper gold.
I'm just trying to understand byproduct credits that possible down the line and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, possible moly byproduct, but so far we're really thinking about just the moly as being an indicator that this is a porphyry,
right?
Rather than focusing in on the moly.
Okay, fine. So it sounds like you're very focused, and you know where your attention's got to be, and not getting distracted, and you know what I mean. But I know you raised a lot of money.
Yeah.
But even so, it quickly goes when you're sort of getting into drilling mode. And I think that's what I would, as an investor, want to hear, is that you're very clear about where value comes from, and where it will be attributed, and you know how you look after those dollars in the most economic way. So that's all good. So can we talk about the corporate side of the equation here? So you can talk about the board and maybe I guess some of the access to market that you have.
Right. Well, I mean, it starts with someone like Keith Newmeyer, who helped structure the company with Ron Birdall, right, and pulled me in. So yeah, Keith has certainly a group of investors that follow him and what he does, because he's the success he's had previously. And yeah, I mean, Pat Burke was former head of capital markets at Canaccord. He's been an excellent resource for us. Dan Vickerman was previously of Canaccord as well, and he's a head of sales in in Europe, and on various boards. So yeah, no, I think we do have that experience. I come from, my background before this was with Wheaton Precious Metals, Silver Wheaton, like rebranding as Wheaton Precious Metals. So there's obviously a huge institutional shareholder component, and which I think we're going to, as we move forward, as we advance drilling on these properties, I think we're going to more and more appeal to, particularly in a good market like this, to that institutional audience, right?
Yeah, well, one hopes so. But obviously, you're sort of, you're at the point where retail is a big, important component for you. Obviously, silver's gone on a bit of a tear, but that's not going to be part of the story initially. Do you think the Canadian market is back, Canadian retail market is back, or where's the kind of interest coming from?
Yeah, I mean, our retail ownership is pretty concentrated. I mean, obviously we're out there and doing things like this and talking to people and getting, we're still a relatively young company, 18 months, and we're doing broker conferences, but so far our ownership is relatively concentrated. It's between really senior brokers in Vancouver and in Canada, and high net worth.
And they understand Yukon, therefore. So that's where I'm going with this one, because I think retail will have a certain view of the Yukon in terms of investability. You think your shareholder base understand the opportunity there? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, I think look, Snowline has had a bit of a halo effect, right? The fact that that's only a few years old, 3 or 4 years old, and that no one had heard of Valley before that. There wasn't any drill holes into it, and now they've obviously major discovery, going to be a takeout target. So the fact that our assets come from has a similar genesis, right? The Birdall family private portfolio. I think that's certainly been helpful. So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
that's good. Okay, well, look, thanks for coming and seeing us.
Yeah.
I know you're busy. You got, how many meetings have you going to get
35 through? Meetings, and then more interviews like this. And so we're busy.
Yeah, you are busy. Well, look, keep in touch. Certainly, when those assays start coming through, they're coming through soon, right?
Any day now.
Any day now. Okay.
Up to next week or the week after.
There you go, folks. Get ahead of the rush.
Excellent.
On that one. Appreciate your time, Rory. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.